Into a ton of specific details in this video on Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, going over everything you need to know from the new wonder weapons, all the field upgrades, the perks, the special zombies, the bosses, and
whoa, look at that bike! Dang, Dark Ether bike, what the heck is this? Tell me that's not an operator bundle. See, this looks sick. What the heck is that?
Stuff returning from Cold War and some brand new stuff.
The box looks pretty good too.
Everything into this video so you know exactly what's coming. So let's firstly talk about wonder weapons and what are in the game. Well, I'm
not gonna lie, from the footage that I've seen, the ray gun looks really weak. Look at that. Look how much damage it just shot from the zombie. That's it. It's as big as my cursor, bro. The ray gun needs a buff. This looks horribly unbalanced. It's unpacked and in a tier 3 zone, but still, man, a wonder weapon doing that little damage?
You can see from the early gameplay,
that's
rough.
Of
course, the ray gun is returning. It's a classic
tier 3 is round 50 plus. But bro, Cold War ray gun, even non-upgraded to tier 3, you're still doing way more damage than that on round 50.
There you can get it from the mystery box. You can get it from a weapon case drop, which is a very rare reward to get from completing an objective, or from just finding it around the map. You can also find a ray gun schematic, which if you exfil with, will allow you to craft a ray gun once every 48 hours before you jump into a game. And it works.
So that's how it works. You can craft wonder weapons once every 48 hours. I'm going to be honest, I don't think wonder weapons are going to be that great. From what I've seen, they have the Wonderwaff and the ray gun. I think there's going to be some meta gun build that's going to be absolutely insane. I don't think the ray gun and Wonderwaff are going to be as good as they used to be.
It's pretty much exactly how you would expect to know. It looks pretty good now on this new engine. We've got another returning wonder weapon, which is a surprise to see, the Wonderwaffer DG2. And again, you can get it out the mystery box or through any of the other methods that I've mentioned, but the Wonderwaffer feels very similar to the one that was in Vanguard's Shinonuma, and this can also be packable.
Lads, did it feel good in Vanguard? I have literally no clue. I have no idea. I have no idea, bro. I hope it felt good. I have no idea. Like, did it even one-shot in this game? I can't imagine you adding a Wonderwaff, right? And it doesn't one-shot. It has to one-shot. Like, it's not the Wonderwaff. It's not instantly taking them out. It's already a nerfed wonder weapon because of the fact that it only takes out 10 zombies at a time. It needs to be good, man.
Punch, just like with the ray gun.
If it's not a one hit on shot at any round, I don't know what to tell you.
But it didn't gain any new abilities for doing so. It would just do more damage, have more ammo, and have a cool camo.
See, I just don't like that. The Wonderwaff should be infinite damage, non-papped. It's a wonder weapon. Like, the point of wonder weapons was to be infinite damage at all times. You know, I'm very nervous to see gameplay of this and it just doing nothing.
Well, the most exciting wonder weapon is the brand new one, which is called the Scorcher.
This thing looks sick, though.
It's a really unique blend of some of the wonder weapons we've seen in the past, like the Die Shockwave, and its power to blast zombies away, but you do have to charge it up a little bit like the Paralyzer.
So this looks like 3 wonder weapons put together. It looks like the Paralyzer. It looks like, I guess, like the Thunder Gun. And then it also looks like not a wonder weapon, but the Wonder Sphere, because I saw that you're able to like launch with this thing. So it just looks like a more balanced version of like the Thunder Gun and the Paralyzer put together from what I've seen.
The jet gun. It works by charging the gun up and then
it looks sick, though.
Blast of energy towards the zombies that completely decimate.
Honestly, I think this thing looks better than the Ray K in Cold War. This is probably one of the more cool weapons for wonder weapons we've seen in quite some time.
Purple blast reminds me a little bit of the color of the Sliquifier's goo, which
it does look
just
similar.
Really cool. It just looks like a much more slimline version of the Shockwave.
We'll really have to see how much ammo it is because, okay, he just did one shot there, but it costed him 3 ammo to do that one shot. So I'm very curious how the ammo consumption for this wonder weapon is going to be.
With the paralyzer and the jet gun, which is great, but on top of this incredible power, it also has the ability to launch you into the air, allowing you to gain a massive distance.
That looks cool. That is the best part about the wonder weapon. Like, look how high up he is.
Away from zombies and enemies
Oh
when you
my
need a quick
goodness.
getaway. And it's like using one of the launch pads from the moon biodome. Like, you just go absolutely flying.
Let me know it feels more like the Wonder Spheres from DE for sure.
Look at the look of this wonder weapon in the
really
comments below, because it looks dang good. Now we got to talk perks, because a lot of the Cold War perks are returning, but there are a few that are missing. So in total, we have 9 perks. We have Juggernog, Death Perception, Quick Revive, PhD Flopper, Speed Cola, Elemental Pop, Deadshot Daiquiri, Stamina Up, and Tombstone. Most of these...
No Mule Kick. I guess... Here's my theory. They're getting rid of Mule Kick because of the fact that they don't want people to upgrade multiple weapons. And I feel like this game is going to be very similar to Cold War, where you're focusing on upgrading one weapon the whole game. And Mule Kick also because the DMZ has a large backpack. I agree. But also, remember, Mule Kick in Cold War wasn't always about the 3 weapons. It was also about picking up ammo. Right? And so I think that is going to have a massive dynamic change from what I can see, at least.
Exactly how you'd expect them to, but some have been altered slightly. One of the biggest changes is to the Tombstone Soda perk, where it is a lot more useful, where now if you die out completely, you will drop a tombstone that you'll be able to recover in your next game of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies to regain your loadout. So not even in the same game. When you next infill, which could be days from that moment, you can get...
Wow! Okay, that's actually really good. So it's actually like an insurance card. Could you imagine if that's how it was in round-based? Like, you have a tombstone that just sits there for games on end. That would have been sick, man.
Everything back
That's a
from
phenomenal
your body.
idea.
PhD Flopper is in the game
now.
now.
I do agree that Tombstone definitely works better in an extraction mode than in round-based.
And this is different to PhD Slider that was in Cold War, because this is the good old-fashioned PhD Flopper, where if you dolphin dive, no matter what gradient
there's dolphin dive and slide
will
in this
cause
game.
your character to create a flopping explosion, which is fantastic. There's no full damage, and you don't...
I have a feeling this specialist ability, Tesla Storm, is going to be broken on this game mode. It's going to be so good. Anything co-op based as what you saw in Cold War, I feel like is going to be amplified so much more in this game mode.
Take any explosive damage, and I can confirm that because
24-man Tesla Storm. Like, that's what I mean. You imagine the amount of damage you're going to put out with that? Imagine if every single person in your lobby activates Tesla Storm all at once. That's the real Wonderwaff right there, bro.
Gun with PhD, it felt really good being able to shoot the floor. A big surprise, though, is the change to Quick Revive, where it will allow you to revive your teammates faster, but it doesn't regenerate your health quicker. Like
dude, no! I'm so upset about that. That was the best aspect of Cold War Quick Revive. The faster regen of health. The fact that that's gone away, oh man, that's bad.
In Cold War, at least from our understanding of it from our playtest. Death Perception is also very useful in this game. As
I also heard from Noah that the armor vest drops and the plates are basically what your Juggernog is. So what I'm understanding is that this game's health system is going to be more akin to World War II zombies with the plates and armor system than Cold War, from what I'm understanding.
It allows you to see zombies through walls, but can also allow you to see objective points through walls as well, making certain parts of an objective that are hidden easier to see. Moving on from perks, let's talk about field upgrades, because again, a lot of the Cold War field upgrades are returning, but 2 important ones are missing. So here is the full list, and as you can see, both Ring of Fire and Toxic Growth are missing.
They took out Ring. Hell, they took out Ring of Fire, bro. Listen, Ring of Fire was busted. I understand why they took it out, because I never ran anything but Ring of Fire in Cold War, bro. Like, every game of D Machine I ever played, it was Ring of Fire or Ether Shroud. Those two were phenomenal. Toxic Growth, I don't really care, but Toxic Growth was really good in Outbreak. So I feel like that, it's interesting that they took that one out, because I feel like that would have been really good in Outbreak, or even in this mode. So, yeah. Lads, I guarantee you, though, Ring of Fire comes back in a season update. 110%. Frenzy Guard, I think, is going to be one of the most OP ones. Now that we have these ones, I think Frenzy Guard is going to be insane. Healing Aura is going to be nuts in this game mode for sure. I think that one's going to be clutch. Tesla Storm as well is probably going to be insane if people are activating it. Ether Shroud, I think, is actually going to be probably one of the weakest ones, along with Frost Blast and Energy Mine. Energy Mine is completely useless. Frost Blast, also pretty much completely useless, unless it works on bosses or something. Ether Shroud, I just feel like it's the only one that's not really team-orientated anymore. Yeah, and so I think for sure the two OP ones in this game are probably either going to be Frenzy Guard, Healing Aura, and maybe Tesla Storm.
And we aren't quite sure why, but I think Ring of Fire may be coming later down the line. At least that's what it seemed.
Yeah, Ether Shroud seems selfish, I agree, because of the fact now that this is an extraction team-based mode, I think Ether Shroud is kind of pointless. Like, if you're going to die with the boys. You know, don't die and be like, oh, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get my ammo reloaded and my magazine. Like, who cares, bro? So, yeah, you know, people are going to run Ether Shroud just to hit the exfil at the end of the mode. That's so funny, bro.
So looking at the list on screen, we have
so Achievement unlocked!
Energy Mine, Lightning Links, Frost Blast, Ether Shroud, and Frenzy.
Guys, one in the chat if you left a comment.
Guard. And from my gameplay experience, Healing Aura was absolutely one of the most powerful field upgrades ever because it would heal and revive players.
Yeah, I think Healing Aura is going to be absolutely nuts, like I said. Healing Aura and probably Healing Aura is going to be better than Frenzy Guard because Frenzy Guard only affects you as well. It's only a solo specialist upgrade. So yeah, I think Healing Aura is probably going to be the best one in this game, which is kind of
any distance,
wild.
Regardless of where
it was really good in Cold War, but there was really no point to run it solo.
They were on the map, so it was a really crutch way to revive people.
And you could revive them anywhere. It's literally Phoenix up, bro. Like what?
And they weren't
That's insane.
near you. And in some of the gameplay, you can also see that Lightning Links is used quite a lot, where like a Wonder Waffer, it chains lightning up with hordes of zombies, creating this prolonged high damage output situation. But it is a bit weird
Tesla
to not
Storm,
see Ring of
Tesla Storm, and Healing Aura 100% are going to be number one.
Growth here on
revive 20, 30 people at once. Yeah, that's busted. It's definitely getting nerfed in this game.
Maybe they'll be coming later down the line with season updates. But we all know Ring of Fire is just...
Boys, what do you guys think about the PAP camos? Like, let's go back a sec. The PAP camos look...
But it is a bit weird.
Like, that's a pretty good PAP camo. Out of 10, boys. I'm going to be honest. I give it an 8. That's a good PAP camo. Better than what Vanguard did, for sure. Like, it's not groundbreaking, but it's a nice
to not
camo.
See Ring of Fire or Toxic Growth here on launch. Maybe they'll be...
And it's animated, too, on the sides and stuff. It's not
coming
bad.
later down the line with season updates. But we all know Ring of Fire is just easily the best field upgrade that we've ever seen. So maybe it was a bit too overpowered.
I also think Ring on this map is going to be completely useless. Only if you... Imagine if you got on a vehicle and your Ring of Fire would be portable on the vehicle. That would be so busted. You just ride around a vehicle with a massive Ring of Fire. That would be absolutely busted. Oh my gosh, yeah. I just think Ring of Fire will be completely useless in this game mode unless people chain it together or something and you get more damage. I think even if it does come back, it's going to be so nerfed. Like,
genuinely don't know. But let's talk about alternate ammo types, because these
I'm curious.
Returning from Cold War, such as Brain Rot, Cryo Freeze, Dead Wire,
did they do anything good?
And Shatter Blast. And rather than getting these from the Pack-a-Punch machine with the sub-menu instead of Pack-a-Punching the weapon, these will just be found out in the wild. When I played, I managed...
That's not a bad change. I think that Shatter Blast is probably going to be the best. I have seen also that Napalm Burst in Outbreak is also really good in a lot of interesting ways. Am I playing Revelation 2.0? Nah, I'll play it another day. I have to download it and stuff. I'm always scared to download World at War zombie maps just because, yeah, I'm just not sure. There's a new ammo mod coming as well. IDK if Dalek says anything about it. Oh. From what I know, though, Shatter Blast and Napalm Burst are the best. Deadwire and Cold War was really not that great.
Freeze and Brain Rot just by completing an objective and getting it from
called
the
Shadow
reward
Vortex?
rifts that you get from
cool.
completing each side objective. The data miners have also found the name of another alternate ammo type we've not seen before called the Shadow Vortex ammo type.
That sounds
not
sick.
too sure exactly what it means, but if you have any ideas, let me know below.
From what I guess, because they use a lot of reused assets, I remember a death effect that was in BO4 that was like a bunch of these like ghosts coming out of the zombies when you take them out. And I think it's going to be that. It sounds like that, like a shadowy type ability. Shadow Vortex just sounds like some darkness AAT. So
this isn't a wonder weapon or anything like that. We do have the LT-53 Casimir grenades returning, which are essentially this Dark Ether Universe's version of the Gersh device. Now let's talk about
Can you actually teleport in them though? Or is it literally just like a massive vortex, I guess? You can? Oh, okay. Those are going to be busted. Gersh is the best special grenade in all of COD Zombies in like the older games, so you know that's going to be busted.
Contracts, which are going to be littered all over the map as the mini side objectives for you to do. Now, this might not be the complete full list, but what we know so far is that there is the Ether Extractor, a big bounty, cargo delivery, an escort mission, Outlast, Merc Defend, Relic Hunt, Spore Control, and Weapon Stash. Some of these
I have no idea what any of that means.
shared directly from DMZ, such as cargo delivery and weapon stash, which work like exactly as they did in those modes, where you'd have to simply just deliver cargo to a specific part of the map, or weapon stash, where you'll be standing around a safe that takes a while to open, and you'll be dealing with enemies whilst waiting for it to open. But Spore Control is a new one where you have to go to a toolbox somewhere on the map and take out
void bow bullets. That's a great analogy. I think that's what Shadow Vortex will be.
This new equipment.
I like that name.
To throw down near
Sounds like a gamer tag.
Spores that have grown that zombies are attracted to, and by throwing down this, it sort of fertilizes it and destroys it. And there are about 5 of these that will be within.
I feel like vehicle turrets are really weak. I feel like the only good thing about vehicles is just running over the zombies. That's how I felt in Outbreak though. But vehicle health in Outbreak's vehicles were so bad.
A small contained area that you need to take out by throwing down the equipment on to complete that objective. For the Ether Extractor contract, there's simply going to be a load of rockets that are going to spawn in a certain section of the map, and you'll have a time limit in order to get to each of these rockets, overload the Ether Extractors, which will cause them to explode, and once you've taken out all 5, the objective will be complete. We see
I agree. The tanks are horrible in Outbreak. It would take 2 tank shots to take out a Mangler on like round 5 in Outbreak. So I just hope. Noah confirmed that in tier 1 you can insta-kill with vehicles, but every tier after you can't. Okay. That's pretty good.
The Outlast objective, where they have to go to a certain area and activate what's called a PND. Then they have to remain in the environment while there's analysis on it, and I assume zombies will start attacking you. Now, I'm sure there are contracts that I've missed out in this video, but on top of that, there's also POIs on the map, where we have the Ether Storm itself, and we also have fortresses, strongholds, and encampments. So the way these work is that these are all soldier AI occupied areas that's escalate in difficulty, starting off with an encampment. Once you complete that, you'll be given a key card to a stronghold. Once you've cleared that stronghold, you'll get a key card to a fortress. And inside of the fortress, you're going to come across a massively strong AI boss, which is called a warlord. Now,
do you guys think this game mode is going to be bad on public matches? Because I've never actually played DMZ on public matches. Is that an enjoyable experience? Or is this something where it's like, if I don't have 5 friends to play with me at all times, it's going to be terrible, you know? I think the proximity chat will be funny. I think so too. I think this mode could be, like I said, I think this mode will be successful, but not because it's zombies, just because it's like a proximity chat mode, pretty much, you know?
According to leakers, there are 3 currently named warlord bosses within Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. One being the Chemist, which is, funnily enough, a name of a boss within DMZ.
I remember that one.
One called the Maestro, and another called the Rainmaker. Now, I have no idea what each of these warlords will look like, but
Outbreak pub matches suck, so I'm also I don't care about this one. Yeah, but what about DMZ though? Because DMZ is different from Outbreak.
Assume that they will all have their own different weapons, their own different abilities that will be used against you. you that you'll need to counter in order to take them out and to get what will presumably be the best loot out of anything you can get in the game. Outside of these warlords, there are also going to be some special zombies and some boss zombies. So for special zombies, we have the return of the mimics, the disciples, the Cransy soldier, and the manglers. But as you've seen from the gameplay in the trailer, we have a new variation of the abomination called the mega abomination, which is a 3-headed version. It's 3 times the
This thing better drop me a freaking ray gun, bro, or something insane. Was like the amount of health you're probably gonna have to pour into this guy
size
at
of a
tier
normal
3.
abomination, and if you go inside of the
I can't
building
even
to try and
imagine.
hide from it,
Like, look how weak the death machine here is on the tier 3, man.
actually smoke you out by producing these babies that come out of its stomach to try and kill you, which is very weird. And from the footage, it looks to be quite a powerful boss to take down. But there is also another secret giant worm boss that we see at the very end of the trailer, which has been hinted to require more than just 1 tier in order to take down. We don't know exactly how this boss spawns, but from data miners, they found that the name of this thing is called the Gormgant. Now, I'm really excited to learn more about this boss, how it spawns, how we take it down, and what the rewards are. But this seems to be
the Gormgant. Any ideas what that could be? That sounds like a big worm, if anything. Bro, if I see an Apothkin in this mode, I'm gonna be like, why, bruh?
a massive world boss, and in theory should give us the best rewards once you've taken it down. That about covers absolutely everything, but if you want to see a video where I break down everything and give you every single piece of information we know, let me know if you want to see that video.
I'm curious if this mode's operator bundles are going to transfer over to COD 2024. What do you guys think about that? Because what it seems like is they're trying to build something in this mode, and I don't know if they're trying to grab all the stuff that you do in this game and port it over to Treyarch's next game. It makes me wonder, but part of me thinks that it could be, considering Modern Warfare 2 stuff is porting over to this game. I don't think they'll transfer to 2024 because it takes place in the 90s. That's true. Yeah, so I think everything in this game will probably just be self-sufficient.
By dropping a thumbs up. But let me know your thoughts below.